In the last episode, we reviewed the season that got us promoted from the Keukenkampioen-Divisie, and then we had a look at who we were bringing in to shore us up ready for the start of the Eredivisie season. And here we are today against our first two opponents. Hello, and it's a very warm welcome to episode 18 of Going Dutch, as we try and turn around a Dutch side that's been relegated from the Eredivisie, in this case Waalwijk, as we try to return them to the top flight and leave them as an established side. And this is our journey. My name's Mark, and on today's episode we have the opening two games of the Eredivisie season. And we will be playing Sparta Rotterdam. In fact, both sides from Rotterdam. Sparta Rotterdam in the Eredivisie match day 1, and then we play Feyenoord Rotterdam in match day 2, away to Sparta, home to Feyenoord. Two really toughish games to start our season off, and I'm sure we will do well. We have brought in some new players, as we mentioned in the transfer special, and hopefully we've brought in, well, I know that we've brought in at least one more since then. The other thing to mention is you'll see we have 3 kits this season, where we had 2 kits last season, and we've got the new kits up and ready to go. And if you ever wondered how to get kits into your save and add extra kits, there's 2 videos that you can go and watch. One explains to you how to generate the kits, get the kits in, and the other one explains how to get 3 kits into your save. And the videos are available. Just go and look for them. I will put the links flash the things up top, but also put the links in down below for you to go and find those videos. Please. If that helps, then it'd be great if it does help. And of course, you can subscribe, hit the notification button, leave me a comment, let me know if the videos helping you put the kits in are a big help. And if you'd like to see more tutorial videos, make sure you thumbs up those videos for me. It all helps here on YouTube, and you can keep up to date with everything that is going on this channel simply by follow me on X at JustOffside2. Keeps you up to date with all the other videos that are going on, the tutorial videos, and our shirt purchases from China. So, of which I think there was a video came out yesterday. So go have a look for that. It includes the shirt that I am wearing today. Right, let's get into it, get on with it, and find out who we are playing. Well, not who we're playing, but who is in our team for this opening day of the season. As we've mentioned, we are playing Sparta Rotterdam and then Feyenoord in the 2 games. There has been a couple of games played, got the season underway, so to speak. But before we do all of that, we've got 2 things to do. First of all, let's go and check on the transfer activity. Cordoba is still, we've not had any concrete yes he's in or not, so that at the moment is still in abeyance. Fingers crossed that he can still come in, but we have brought in, as we mentioned in the end of season transfer review, Alexander Ramabeyev has come in, the Ukrainian. He's come in on the left side of defence here as backup, or to compete with Latonda for that position, and we're pleased to have him in, so it gives a bit of competition on that left side of the pitch that we didn't really have a massive amount of coverage with. I can't remember who was playing down there. It was Latondo last season and one other, but I can't for the life of me. I think it was somebody we had in on loan, wasn't it? And so we needed to cover that. So I think I'm pretty sure in saying I think we have pretty much covered most of the areas. We'll look at it when we look at the team in just a moment. One other thing to mention is I think in the again in the transfer special. We mentioned that Emil Hansen, who had come in, was out injured. He's still out. He's going to be out for 8 days to 2 weeks, so missed the opening 2 games of the season. Hopefully we'll see him in episode 2 of this new season, that is, in the next episode. So fingers crossed that he is back up and running before that. I don't know there's a great deal else to tell you. I think really what we want to do, as it's a new season, is get ourselves underway ASAP. We've covered the incomings and all the rest of it. We've mentioned about the friendlies that all went very, very well. I think we mentioned that Bruno Martins Indy came in the last one. I'm sure we did. Right, so Sparta Rotterdam it is then at the Het Kasteel for this first game. They are without Bakari, who is suspended. We are without Patrick Varro, who is suspended. Hansen, as we've already mentioned, out with a twisted ankle, and 7 players still in on trial, albeit they are coming to an end shortly, and we'll be needing to review which ones we want to keep on with a view to perhaps bringing them into the squad as things go on. We've played Sparta Rotterdam 3 times in this series. In the Eredivise, last time we were in the Eredivise, of course, the thing is to try and get them back up again. But when we were there last time, drew with them on both occasions, both the corresponding match as today, the Het Kasteel 1-1 draw on that occasion. Michel Kramer, the scorer for us after Larison gave them the lead after 21 minutes. And then we played them later on in the season as well. A 2-2 draw on that occasion. Van der Boij and David Min, the scorers for us. Latisan from the penalty spot, and Sayato were the scorers for Sparta Rotterdam. So I think on both occasions we equalised. We didn't ever really go out in front in those games. But having said all of that, when we did play them at the Mandermakers in a friendly at the start of last season, we did beat them 2-0. Lemure and Margray on that occasion, giving us that win. Right, so the team then that faces Sparta Rotterdam in this opening game of the season is coming up next. But before we have a look at that team, just a quick recap on the games that have been played so far. FC Emmen coming up with us, of course. They have lost 2-0 to Zwolle in the opener of the season, which played yesterday. And then we are playing the later game today. The other games are played or underway. The early game was Feyenoord beating Excelsior, also promoted, of course, by only a goal to nil. Go ahead Eagles drawing with Vitesse, and Hercules and Lamelo are 1-0 up against Fortuna Sittard at the moment. Engels the scorer in that one, which leaves us with today's match. And here is the side that will face Sparta Rotterdam in this one. And the team looks like this. Because he's had such a tremendous pre-season, I felt really bad about dropping him down for Vassen. Not only that, Vassen hasn't played games in pre-season, which means that he's probably not up to speed. So he'll need some reserve game time in order to get him match fit, match sharpness. So it's Tommy Setford making his debut in goal for us today. Whether he's up to this big games, we will wait and see. Other players making their debut today: Martins Indy on the left side of our defensive line, Van der Boij in middle, Rekic on the right. Drambev is starting. He's got a first start and a debut for him as a complete wing back on the left. Strivers is the complete wing back on the right. Rossier makes his debut today in midfield. He can play in defence as well, but he's starting in midfield today. He's alongside Okasan, who's also making his debut today in midfield. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 debutants at the moment, making it 6. We have Tijane Toure on the left of the attacking midfield. Older Chica on the right. Lobinger gets a start up front with no sign of the other player wanting to come in yet, Cordoba. but he could be imminent, so we'll see. So that is the starting 11. Vasson, Leveld, Gari, Latonda, Congaloo, Limuri, Margrave, Lakessa, Simmons, Oakley, Min and Van Doren make up the bench. And here we are, opening day of the season, and Selenase is against us. He's come back. It's a 4-3-3 that they play today. And we are with our new formation and a number of debutants. Table as it looks at the moment. We'll cover that properly for you after these games. And absolutely no highlights in that first half. Yeah, well, that's the bad news. The good news is we've had 5 shots. Only one of them's been on target, 0.56 and 64% of the possession. We've been okay in as much as they've not had any shots at all, and 36% of the possession. Just need to turn that possession into more shots on target, 1, and 2, score. Our first highlight comes 61 minutes in. Shrivers to Old Chica. Shrivers on that wing. Cuts it in. Old Chica. Shrivers. Okasan. Rekic from just outside the area. He's lost the ball. Give it back. He's had a shot, but it's gone wide. And it's Sparta Rotterdam on the ball. Moving the ball around nicely, which is always a bit of a worry. 2 highlights in fairly quick succession. 63 minutes on the clock this time. And that's through. But Canal Martin Indy is in there. And they've scored. And a mistake by the debutant. And Setford couldn't do anything about it. Once it had gone through, the damage was done. It was a through ball. And Martin's Indy should have had that. Didn't. And Setford at full stretch. And with 71 minutes on the clock, making 2 changes. Old Chica is off. Chris Lakessa comes on for him. And Bruno Martins, Indy, is off. And we have brought on Terence Congaloo. Lakessa with a corner. It's swung in. Goalkeeper comes out and collects it. And straight in his arms. And the highlight is going to continue. 81 minutes on the clock. Ball forward. Van der Boij brings it down to Rossier Congaloo, who's come on as a substitute. Out to Rekic. Rekic finds Drambev. Drambev into the area. It's headed back down. Toure. Oh, Kasan. Oh, goalkeeper deflected that. That was going in. And, well, goalkeeper did extremely well. It's going to be a corner, short corner at that. Lakessa to Toure. Toure back to Lakessa. Lakessa comes back down this wing. He's cut back inside. Cross to Okasan. And he's a question of whether penalty there, but the referee's not giving it. And with 83 minutes on the clock, making our final 3 changes. Drambev has come off. Latonda comes on for him. We've taken off Tijani, Toure, all these players tiring a little bit. He's come off. Rashnel Margrave comes on for him. And our final change today is Lobinger is off up front. Not had a good day. Stefan Van Doren, who's come through our under-21s, makes his debut up front. Can he get a winning goal? 84 on the clock. Shrivers with a throw-in on this near side. I did say winning goal. I meant equalising goal. Shrivers back to Rekic. Okasan is off the post. He's been so unlucky today. And Rossier heads it over the top. And we open our Eredivise with a loss, unfortunately. 12 shots, 2 of which are on target. And that's not anywhere near good enough. That should be up about 6. Probably on the XG, we should have won it, or at least had a goal. We had chances, just didn't put them away. Maybe because they've got a good defence. And as you see, they're 7.1 and 7.4. plus their goalkeeper kept us at bay, hence why he got a 7.4. 55% of the possession. We had most of the game as well, and they had only sporadic 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 minutes of the game where they were on top. And really, I think we can put that one down to a loss, in as much as we should have had some points from this game, at least a point, if not more. But Kitolano getting a player of the match on a 7.7. Nobody getting a green for us. But Tommy Setford, I don't think you can blame him for the goal. And otherwise, a bit of a meagre debut for most of the team. We're going to be near the bottom. So before we have a look at the scores, we'll have a look at the scores for the whole weekend so far. The only teams yet to play are Ajax and FC Utrecht. Zwolle beating Emmen by 2-0, as we already know. Feyenoord beating Excelsior 1-0. Vitesse and Go Ahead Eagles 1-1. Hercules Alamello 2. Fortuna Sittard 1. We lost 1-0 to Sparta Rotterdam. That goal from Kitolano on 64 minutes. And of course, they only had 2 shots, both of them on target, and scored with one of them. So I tend to think I'm not worried too much. We'll win more games like that than we'll lose, I guess. But just a bit disappointing. We didn't fire on all cylinders, realistically. And in the Sunday games, Heaven 0, Nijmegen 0. AZ beat Almere City by 4-0, and Volendam 1. PSV 2, so the big boys at the top getting the wins. AZ, Zwolle, Almelo, and PSV, Feyenoord, and Sparta Rotterdam all winning, of course. And that's a thing. PSV and AZ are the next games. I'm not sure why Ajax haven't played. Ajax do get underway in the next round of games, but they will have a game in hand everywhere else. Same with FC Utrecht. I'm not quite sure what that's all about. Somebody knows, leave me a comment down below. Let me know what that is all about. Right, we have 7 days down to the game against Feyenoord. A tough first home match. And if we're not to go the 2 games at the start of the season and both losses, we need to play a bit better than we did in the game against Sparta Rotterdam. And you come back and join me just ahead of the game against Feyenoord, our second game of the season. And we have been in the transfer market again. Guillermo Vizcarra, he has gone, as we prophesied, he's gone to Vitesse on loan for the season. So 1 out. We have brought 1 in. Thomas Castanares is coming from Stuttgart. He is a striker. He is can play across that attacking midfield, can play up front, but I think we'll be playing him up front more often than not. He's 22 years old. He's currently 3.5 star, potential to be a 4-star Eredivise player. His career has pretty much been at Stuttgart, apart from a loan to Ulm, where he's made 14 appearances, 7 goals, 1 player of the match. He's featured in the Stuttgart 2 quite a bit, 20 appearances last season, 9 goals, 4 assists, 3 player of the matches, a 7.08. So not really featured too much in the Bundesliga. I think it's about 5 games there he's played, not scored, and averaged about 6.4. So whether he can step up or not, we were about to find out. So he has joined us on loan for the season. Hopefully he can hit the ground running. That's the add-ins then, and we face Feyenoord at the Mandermakers. It's going to be a tough second game of the episode. We have played them twice this series in the Eredivisie season before last. 1-1 draw here at the Mandermakers. David Min, the scorer, after equalising after Calvin Stengs scored a lead for them from the penalty spot after 30 minutes. And then at the De Kuip was a 2-2 draw. Linger and Cruz, the scorers, in space of 2 minutes, giving them a 2-0 lead. But Sunjens, after 43, getting us one back before half-time. Rolk scoring after half-time, made it 2-2, and we got a 2-2 draw. So we haven't lost to them. Today is a possibility, but hopefully we will play better than we did against Sparta Rotterdam. And here is the side that will face Feyenoord in this second game of the episode, second game of the season. And it's a familiar side to the first side that we played. Stepford is in goal again. Martins Indy, who needs to play better this time, and hopefully he will. He's alongside Van der Boij, and Rossier drops from midfield into that defensive line. Rambev starts on the left. Leveld comes in for his first start of the season on the right. Varro and Okasan are midfield. Varro, of course, I didn't tell you, was suspended in the last game, so he starts there today. Toure is in on the left. Old Chica is on the right. Our debutant Castenaras is up front. Hopefully he can fire on all cylinders. Vassan, Rekic, Kongaloo, Lemuri, Shrivers, Latonda, Margray, Gary, O'Killy, Min, Doran and Lobinger make up the bench. And here we are, first game at the Mandermakers then, and playing our familiar formation. Castenaras starting up front, making his debut today. They've lost one and won one of their first two matches. They're playing a 4-2-3-1 today. They are in 6th place on 3 points. We are 16th on 0. "21 minutes in and a free kick, and it's headed over the top." 37 on the clock. Hartman with a throw in. Okasan heads it down to Old Chica. Through to Castenaras. Castenaras pulls it back to Okasan. Okasan to Toure. Toure to Van der Boij. Van der Boij. Toure. Toure to Martins Indel. Van der Boij. Martins. Okasan. Okasan comes forward. Flicks it through. Castenaras tried to get through Old Chica, and Old Chica's been pulled down. And it's a penalty. I think we have VAR in this league. We do. Let's just check. It is a penalty. Didn't see the outcome of that. I'm quite sure what happened. Who's going to take our penalty? It's Van der Boij. Van der Boij sends the goalkeeper the wrong way. And we've got our first Eredivise goal of the season. Van der Boij on 40 minutes, I think. 39 or 40, one of the two. Yeah, 40 minutes. Sends the goalkeeper the wrong way. 1-0. It's ball out. Old Chica cuts the ball out. Castenaras. Okasan. Varro. Toure. We're looking good coming forwards. Toure. Can he cross this ball in? He can. And Castenaras' shot was blocked. And it's gone for a corner. And move up to 9th place. Old Chica with the corner. Swung in near post. It's headed clear. Toure is there, though, to tidy up. Toure on his own. Oh, goalkeeper saved that. It's gone for another corner. And pressure we're putting on Feyenoord at the moment. Varro from this side. It's going to be an in-swinger. This one again to the near post. It's headed away. Varro is there. And Varro is brought down by Hartman. Okasan, Varro, Toure. This is the one that Castenaras didn't quite get away. He's there, and it was blocked by the defender. Half-time has arrived, and Van der Boij giving us a lead after 40 minutes. 5 shots, 3 on target. That's more than what we had last time out. 1.98, 67% of the possession. Feyenoord have had 4 shots, nothing on target to date. 0.10 and 33% of the possession. More of the same second half, boys, please. 49 minutes on the clock. A defensive throw-in. Gertrude. And it's won by, who was that won by? It was won by Drambrev, and Varro passes this ball across field to Old Chica. Old Chica through to Castaneres. It's come back off the woodwork. Hartman with a throw in, 51 on the clock. And they create space, but the shot is over the top. Ball into the area. It's cleared upfield. Martins through to Drambev. Drambev back to Martins. Van der Boij. Van der Boij looking for a runner. Nobody there though. Varro standing around. Very static. It's gone back to Setford. Rossier. Rossier finds Older Chica. Older Chica, Van der Boij. 61 on the clock. And, can't find a way through. Setford. I just hope somebody's going to do something stupid here. Van der Boij. Van der Boij. Rossier. Who's in that wide position. That meant Lavelde forward. Van der Boij. Varro. Toure. Toure finds Okasan. Okasanen. Lavelde. Lavelde through to Castaneres. And Castaneres scores on his debut. And on 62 minutes, we take a 2-goal lead against mighty Feyenoord. And this is really what we should have done in the first game against Sparta Rotterdam. But I think we were a bit frightened. It was a good shot. Castaneres from the edge of the area. And with 18 minutes on the clock, making 2 changes, Drambev is off, and we've replaced him with Thierry Latonda. And the other change that we made is Okasanen, who's just tiring. He's had a good game. He's been replaced by Yasin Oakley. And we won our second game of the season. A 2-0 win against a mighty Feyenoord. Van der Boij getting us underway from the penalty spot on 40 minutes. And Castanara scoring on his debut on 62. 11 shots, 7 on target. That's much better. 2.64. Probably should have had a third. And 68% of the possession. That is phenomenal. The Feyenoord had 9 shots, 2 on target, 0.55, and 32% of the possession. They were definitely a lot more potent in that second half, but we contained them. Setford having a good goal. Now you can see why I put him in goal. Having a good time in goal. Rossier, Van der Boij getting a player of the match for that goal and his game altogether. Martins Indy playing a lot better today. Lavelde also playing very well. Varro, Toure showing up, and Castaneras also showing up today. So all in all, a good team effort. So a roundup of the weekend's results. PSV beating AZ by a goal to nil. A penalty after 8 minutes from Iglesias gave them the win. And then the other scores, Sparta Rotterdam, as we said, beating Almere City. Again, Kitolano, the scorer in that one, just by a fine margin. Excelsior will get their first win in the Eredivise, beating Hercules Emelo by 3 goals to 2. Emmen also getting their first win in the Eredivisie against Heerenveen, and it was a 1-0 win there. Fortuna Sittard beating Vitesse 2-1. Go Ahead Eagles losing to Ajax 3-2. That's Ajax's first match of the season. Nijmegen beating Volendam 3-1. Of course, our 2-0 win over Feyenoord. And FC Utrecht drawing with Pek Zwolle 1 goal apiece. And that leaves the table looking like this after 2 matches. Ajax and Utrecht still have to play the odd game, and I'm still not sure why they haven't played that game, but that's another thing altogether. PSV top on 6 points. Sparta Rotterdam also on 6. Nijmegen are third on 4 points. Zwolle are fourth on 4 points. Then came AZ. All separated these teams, of course, by goal difference. AZ in 5th, Ajax 6th. We are in 7th. Hercules Amaleo are in 8th. Excelsior 9th. Fortuna Sittard 10th. Emmen are 11th. And Feyenoord in 12th place. And in the relegation places at the moment, Volendam and Almere City both are losing their first 2 games and yet to get off the mark. And Go Ahead Eagles in that playoff spot, having got 1 point so far. That's our first episode out of the way. Excelsior and Almere City, our next two matches offline. We are going to come back for another biggie against PSV at the Mandermakers. PSV leading the pack at the moment. And then Nijmegen, who are in third place. So those are our next two matches in our next episode. Hope you can join me for that. If you've enjoyed today's episode, leave me that big thumbs up, subscribe, hit the notification button that keeps you up to date for all future episodes of Going Dutch and our other series, bottom to the top, as they are released. New episodes of Going Dutch are released every Monday and Thursday, 4:15 p.m. And the best way of keeping up to date with everything that's going on this channel as FM25 approaches, our tutorials, our football shirt videos, and so on and so forth. If you want to know when they're coming out, follow me on X at JustOffsideFM. Thank you for watching. I hope to see you for the next episode. I hope we've whetted your appetite for a great season here in the Eredivise. See you next time. Bye-bye.